things going. All right. So I would like you to just write these down. We'll do them one at a time and give you a little bit of time to do it. Of course, you're doing it on your whiteboard. This will go along with page 15, okay, which we said was the homework. We wanted you to do 1 through 12. So by the end of the period, you should have 1 through 12 correct on your sheet. If you're here, that means I'm putting the points in for the homework for you. Sound like a plan? Okay, so a couple of other things just to note. Monday, we will have a quiz. Okay, calculators are okay. It'd be great if you brought your own calculator, but we'll have some as well. Okay, so this will be calculator. Okay, it's pencil paper. It's not on the computer. And let's have some fun. Okay, where do I want to sit? I'm going to sit over here. Is that okay? Not because anyone did anything wrong. I just kind of want to chill over here. Sit in the back row. Charge my phone. I'm kidding. Hey, guys. And once you come back in, grab yourself a whiteboard. Oh, looks like, they're all taken care of. And so, again, my friends, we are on page 15. We did say we wanted to do 15, 1 through 12. My gut would tell me, because it was back to school night and there's all kinds of busy stuff going on, that it might be possible that you did not get it done. So we will get it done. So what we're going to do is we're going to work through all the problems on the whiteboard. Make sure yours is correct on your book. Make sense? You're ahead of the curve.
What if I did 3 days ago?
You're ahead of the curve still.
Highly down.
Nope. So I'll make sure you know how to do this. So, and then there will be a quiz on Monday. You can use a calculator on it. Yeah, it's kind of 1 and 2 step equations, but you can totally use a calculator on it. All right, so we're going to work these out. So try that first problem. Do it on your whiteboard first. If you make a mistake, that's okay. Make your correction and then make it correct on your page. And edits. Oops. View. Dual display. I'm going to slowly just put some hints up there. Okay, about another 30 seconds on problem number 1. Okay, will somebody raise your hand and tell me what to do first on problem number 1? Yes, ma'am? I like it. I like it. On both sides. Good deal. Good deal. Okay? And when you do that, things to recognize, and you don't have to show this, but this is technically what's happening. This goes away. Okay? And then 4 and 2 add together to give me 6, I believe. But it was a late night, so I might make some mathematical errors, and I apologize. My friends, somebody else, would you tell me what the last step to solve this would be? Go ahead. Divide each side by -2, and thank you so much for including the negative in your conversation with me. So again, those are going to cancel out. So a positive over a negative would give me what kind of answer? Negative. 6 over 2 is what? -3. Very good. Do we feel comfortable with that? This is definitely a type of problem that we might see on Monday. Okay, my friends, make sure this is correct on your sheet, and then go ahead and try, once you have it correct on your sheet, go ahead and try number 2 on your whiteboard, please. Another 20 seconds on number 2. My friends, will somebody tell me what the first step on number 2 would be? Go ahead. Add 3. So, hey, do you think it's okay that we keep the letter on the right side? Absolutely. Yeah. So, what technically is taking place here is these are going to cancel each other out. 12 added to 3 is 26? No, it's 15. Okay, good. And so then I'm left with this. Okay. Now, I want you to think about this, and you can answer in a moment. What math operation is taking place with y and 4? Is it being added, subtracted, multiplied, or divided? It's being divided. So what's the opposite operation of division? Multiplication. So what should I multiply both sides by? 4. Okay? Now, some people might want to put 4 over 1. It's your choice if you just want to do 4. It's still correct. So 4 times 15, I believe, is 60. So there's our answer. My friends, if you feel comfortable with your work, make sure it's transferred onto your page 15 of your books. And then once you get done with that, go ahead and try number 3, please.
Isn't this like why? I'm not supposed to be
Oh, I like
something like that.
Yeah, that's called a linear equation. It means it graphs a straight line. These technically would not form a straight line because we don't have x and y as variables. Okay. That's a good question, though. I like it. Good forward thinking. Give me some knocks. Blow it up. How they do looking, Miss Stone? They looking like they're working along? Very good. Will somebody let me know what you think the first step should be on this problem? Add 1?
Yeah.
I like it. So, in reality, those are canceling each other out. So I get 10 is equal to negative 2x. Okay? My friends, how is negative 2 and x being held together mathematically? Is it addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division? How's it being held together? It's being held together by multiplication. So we're going to undo it by using what? Division. So what am I going to divide both sides by? Close? Negative 2. So those are going to cancel each other out. I got x over here. Positive over negative is a negative. 10 over 2 is? Cool. Cool. My friends, when you feel comfortable and that's written down correctly on your page 15, that's good to go. Yeah.
What is, I started with adding 2. Is that wrong?
If you added the 2x, so you, because it's that 2 is attached to a letter, you can't combine a letter and a non-letter by adding or subtracting. Okay? So number 4 I'm writing up here. So try that on your whiteboard first. Give it about 15 more seconds, see how you do. All right, my friends, what do you think you should do first on this problem to get the letter alone? Why are you subtracting? You're absolutely right, but why are we subtracting 2?
Just told me that you can't do it.
Yeah.
You can't like add or subtract when there's
The letter attached, I like it, but why is it subtracting 2 and not adding 2?
because it's not negative.
Yeah, the 2 right now is a positive 2 as it sits, so the opposite of positive 2 is negative 2. Very good. Okay, so these cancel each other out. So 7 minus 2 is 5. Ladies and gentlemen, how are x and negative 3 being held together? What math operation? Add, subtract, multiply, or divide? They're being divided. What undoes division? Multiplication. Very good. So those are going to cancel each other out. And 5 times negative 3, negative 15. I like it. So make sure this is correct on your page, page 15. I'll shift it over a board. And then try number 5 on your whiteboard. Make sure you feel comfortable with it. Okay, neighbors. What do you think? How much? Plus 4. I have 1 plus 4. Do I have a second person who agrees with that? I like it. Why are we adding a 4 and not subtracting 4? That is the correct move, but why is that taking place? Yeah, it's a negative 4 that's sitting up there, so the opposite of negative 4 is positive 4. Very good. So those are going to cancel. Okay. 2 and x are being held together. Which math operation? They're being multiplied. So what undoes multiplication? Yep. Those cancel. 22 over 2. 11. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, let's pause there for a moment, my friends. Is there anything that we have done so far that you're not quite sure why? I can go back to any problem you need me to. Is there anything that we started a problem a certain way and you're not sure why? Yeah.
So even if it is adding, if it's a negative, you still would add it to so if it's addition, you wouldn't do subtraction if it's a negative 4.
Correct. Yeah, it's the opposite operation. That's absolutely right.
Because the idea is you want to, because if you were to put negative 4 under another negative 4, that's going to be. So you're not canceling it out. So when the negative 4 plus a 4, 4 negatives, 4 positives, cancels it out, and then you have to do it to the other side. That's kind of the idea.
Now, my friends, I need to discuss before we move on. This, I understand there's a lot of other things that are a lot more fun than this, but what this is doing with our brains, one, we're showing steps. So we're showing a progression of events. So we are doing something called critical thinking. We're looking at a big problem and we're trying to maneuver it down. We're playing a little game with it. I realize there's other games that are a lot more fun, but we're doing a game, and this is enriching our brain to develop synaptic pathways in our brain to lead us to learn how to problem solve at a higher level. Now, the thing about math, and I wish I would have known this when I was in high school, math is one of the few subjects that you will learn. And yes, math is probably the toughest of the classes that you get to experience. But what it does is it allows you to think at a different level. So when you are faced with a real life situation that you're trying to work through in life, you're able to work through it, make it happen. I've told you all this before, and I'll just remind you again. I like when I have options that are available for me to choose from. Okay, simple options be like I go over to the convenience store and I want to get myself something to drink. I want to get a soda or an energy drink or something. Okay, that's not really hardcore critical thinking, but don't you like the fact when you go into a store, you can kind of find your preferable drink versus, oh, that's all you have?
Yeah.
I mean, all you have is kind of boring, right? So, but it's nice when you get some more options. But when you have more and more options, then you can actually think, of the options that are available for me, what's going to be the best for me? And you can start thinking through the situation. Okay? And believe it or not, this type of thought process we're doing just here with math will allow us to think at a higher level in other events. I think they actually should rename algebra and geometry and algebra 2 and pre-calculus and statistics. I think they should label the classes thinking 1, thinking 2, thinking 3, thinking 4, because that's all it is doing. As you progress further and further in math, it allows your critical thinking to be at a higher level. Yeah, I'm not trying to take away from all the other courses you're taking and all of the other things you've ever learned. The thing is, when you learned all the other things, you've learned from your history class, you've learned from your English class, you can think, okay, what would be a really good way for me to approach doing this class with the knowledge I have? It's a really a valuable skill. And I realize in a math situation, it's kind of hard because you know what question will come up? Let me ask you this. What's the one comment as soon as something really hard goes up on the board will come out of somebody's mouth?
When am I ever gonna use this in the real world?
Yep.
My favorite answer.
When are you going to use this in life? Many times. Many times. And again, I will tell you this. Miss Stone and I, it would be really unlikely that our Principal Silva, would come running up to either one of us in any given situation going, hey, I got 2x minus 7 equals 8. How do I solve for x? Okay? So really, the only time that we're seeing this type of thing is when you are applying it in some sort of mathematical situation. And mathematics can indeed take place in science classes and things like that. But it's the logical progression of thinking that takes place. I see, with the writing I have up there, I see my thought process. Can you see what my thought process is? Can you see why I'm changing colors? The colors, yeah, I'm kind of putting them up there for you, but I'm also putting them up there for me. Now, I'm gonna challenge you to this. I had a student do this many years ago. I had a student who did my entire math class using crayons. I kid you not. The kid had the most colorful homework and tests and quizzes. He would bust out the 64 pack of Crayolas with the built-in sharpener at the back, be folded right up. He was going through different crayons that he was doing math in. And I had one of the teachers in this school, why would you let a kid use crayons? Because he's thinking, he's using the crayons. Plus, you open up a box of crayons, man, it takes you back to second grade, doesn't it? At least me, it does.
Like nostalgia.
I like that smell. It's like, oh man, the smell of crayons. Oh, it's good. So if you ever wanted to put in your bag crayons, and if you ever decide I want to use some crayons in math, go for it. It's such a good thing. And let's face it, crayons, man, it takes you back to the simple part of life, doesn't it? Being a kid, being a little kid. Remember you go over to the Denny's or the Chili's, they gave you the little 4-pack of crayons and you'd sit there and color and you're kind of frustrated because none of the colors made sense to...
Red Robin still does it.
I still ask for that whenever I go on.
Of course, it's huge.
The rest of the doesn't bother anymore. I like the games on like the computer, things like you can have that. I'm actually, yeah, I asked you for that. Yeah, I always did it. I always, it's so fun.
All right, so we're going to kind of double jump right now. I'm going to put both problem number 6 and problem number 7. See how we do. Try and work both of them. Do one after the other. And friends, you're using the whiteboard, so if you make a mistake, it's okay. We're learning. We're learning how to think. What did you learn in school today? I learned how to think. I think Stirrup's crazy. I think Stone's kind of crazy because unfortunately Stone has to get tagged with Stirrup, but hey.
There's a reason why they have stuff.
Someone's got to watch this guy.
Because both of those are just like,
Try both of those. See if you can squeeze them both on your whiteboard. See how you do. meeting your parents last night who came. I think they were kind of impressed that there's 2 boards in this room that showed the same thing.
Wait, sir, they were.
I did. Yeah. And I think your sister as well? Yeah. Because your sister said she saw the Schoolhouse Rock over there and said, man, I was in Schoolhouse Rock. And your mom said she choreographed the dance moves for it. That's pretty cool. It was good. It was fantastic.
So your mom's happy already? Yeah. I know our third period was like a full house in here. It's awesome.
Yeah, it was. Good stuff. All right, my friends. What do you think the very first step on problem number 6 would be to get that letter by itself?
Minus
-5.
five.
I heard it twice. I'll take it. It's a +5 originally, so I'm going to do the opposite of it. Oh, no. Something costs $1, something costs $5. How much do we owe? $6, so -6. Okay. Do you feel comfortable with that move? What do you think? Talk to me.
Well, I took away one, I mean, I added one left, and I got the same answer.
Oh, okay. Sometimes you could do that.
Oh,
And if your brain sees it that way, there's nothing wrong with it.
okay.
Okay? If your answer is going to match up with ours, I like it. What can I do on my step to solve? By 3. Those cancel. A -6 over 3 is -2. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Eyes up on number 7. I know you tried it. Okay. Number 7 has the F word up there. Fraction. Right? It's almost as good as the other F word. The other F word we use in math, it's called FOIL. We're not there yet.
How much you want to bet?
One of these days, I'm going to slip.
I know. I was not even thinking.
All right. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, before we start this problem, we have a denominator. We have a bottom number. What is my bottom number up there? 5. Now, I'm going to show you a skill, and this is going to be really weird. Okay? But we're going to work with it a lot. My friends, by me showing you this skill and then we continue to practice this skill, this will lead to easier science questions that have math tagged to it. Okay? I promise you. I'm not showing you the skill because I want to confuse people. But my friends, so take a look at the board. I'm going to highlight this 5. Are you still with me? Okay? Now, I only have one fraction up there. Agreed? It's 3 over 5, and there's an x attached to it. Yes? Okay. So we don't like fractions a lot of times. If I show you how to do this problem without having fractions, would it be a little bit nicer for you? So we're getting rid of the F word. Fractions. Okay? So this is what I'm going to do. Don't start writing this down. Just kind of look up what I'm going to do. Okay? I'm going to highlight a few things. I have this term, I have this term, and I have this term. There's 3 different parts to this problem. Yes, I understand there's a plus sign and an equal sign, but there's 3 portions of the problem. Agree? Ready? What's my only denominator? So I'm going to multiply this by 5. I'm going to multiply this by 5. And I'm going to multiply this by 5. Now let me just stop there. So notice all 3 of my terms got multiplied just by the denominator. Agree? That appears what I've done. And there's no way that me showing you once means that you're going to have this down. But we're going to continue to practice this. So help me out. What's 5 times 2? 10. My friends, on this next portion, what do you think the 5s do?
Cancel.
They cancel. Equals 8 times 5?
Oh,
Fractions are gone.
That's like the issue
I know. It's a little skill. It's a little skill that will take you so much further. Because I can assure you, my friends, if this problem had been given to you on a test or quiz and there was only one like this, I would say probably half the students wouldn't even try it because they see the fraction going, I'm just going to move on. So now I've just shown you a skill that gets rid of a fraction. Holy cow. Hey, friends, how easy is 10 plus 3x equals 40? What should we do? Yeah.
It's okay if you cross multiply.
Don't cross multiply yet on this one. You'd have to move something before you cross multiply. I like your thought.
No, I know, but is that it?
Yeah, that worked.
Here.
That worked. Good deal. Yeah, there's different ways to definitely do these problems, and I think it's fantastic that all of our minds think a little bit differently. So as long as you're getting the right answer, I think keep doing what your mind is doing. All right. Hey, how do I get 3x equals 30 to be x equals? 5 by 3. Cancel. 10. Okay. That's huge. That skill right there is huge. And I'm just telling you this not because we're trying to show off saying, oh, look what we can do. This is huge. If we could get through some stuff and not have to worry about a fraction, that becomes something that's a lot nicer to do. Now, I'm going to go to problem number 8, but keep number 7 up. I don't need you necessarily, or actually, try number 8. Try the exact same thing that we did on number 7. Identify the denominator, multiply it by all 3 parts. See what you get. Take a look at the board, what I did. Are you starting to get that? How easy is that problem? That's ridiculous easy. Like, it took something that I would skip and turns it into some of the easiest problems on the entire paper. Agree? Yeah, what I did is because 4 was my denominator, I multiplied everything by 4. These cancel each other out. This leaves me 1x, which is the same thing as x. And then you could easily probably figure this one out. 16, what's 8 plus 16? That's it.
It's easier when it's like 1x.
1x, okay.
Because then you can like divide it by 1.
I like it.
And
Good deal.
it's like, or just less.
Keep showing it. You're fine. That's good. Yeah.
For like the quiz, for whatever we have on Monday, if we show work, we still get points for it.
Yeah. If it's mathematically related, you had some thought process. So, like, I bet you'll see a problem like either 7 or 8. It's a 3-point problem. Are you willing to at least try it? Because if you try it and you've shown some trying, that's going to get you some points. Some points is better than no points. Okay? Number 9, I'm just going to squeeze down here. Just because it doesn't necessarily look like what we just went through. It's kind of a goofier looking problem. Agree? So some people might have done this. What should I do at that last step? What should I get, in order to get rid of a negative x, what should I do? Divide by negative 1? Okay. Negative over negative is?
Foster.
4 over 1 is? The reason I did that because number 10 has another fraction in it, so I want to make sure we can see it. Friends, do we feel comfortable?
Yes.
Any problems? We're good?
And just a reminder, if you ever see a negative with a variable, there's always that invisible one right next to it.
Mm-hmm. Right there, right? Oops. I don't know why that came up.
For the
Whoa, dude.
For the quizzes are only what the homework is? A bit, just the homework that we did yesterday? Or are we doing right now? Is it like
So it'll have a couple of problems like 3 times 7 times 5, but you can use a calculator this time. And then the backside will be this kind of stuff. Okay.
So it will start with like that, and then 1 step, 2 step, so. Is it paper? Or-
Yep, paper, no computer.
we can have like that?
PEMDAS? You definitely. All right, my friends. I want to get to number 10. What time are we out of here? Oh, sweet. Okay, so number 10. Okay, friends, try that skill I just taught you. Try that skill. See if you can figure out how to go through that problem. This is actually a good seat right here. Vantage point of what's going on at the door, both boards. I like it. Bless you. Does anybody want to try and guide me through this problem? Go ahead.
Okay, so I think 4 plus 3x is 14. Oh, no.
Okay, so how did you get to that step? What did you do to everything?
I did it, subtract.
Multiplied everything by 2, and you chose to multiply everything by 2 because of what reason? It happens to be the denominator. So you said this is a 4. Those cancel each other out, so that gives me 3x, and that's equal to negative 14. Does that seem what you had said? Do you feel comfortable with that? Does everyone else feel comfortable with that? All right, so that becomes a much simpler problem. Let's try it. Talk to me. Where should we go? Do what? Takeaway 4? Excellent, because it's a positive 4. Is that correct? Good job. Negative 14. Something costs $14. Something costs $4. How much do I owe? 18. Good. Last step. By 3. I like it. Negative 6. That's it. Okay. So let's talk about this for a minute. How do you feel? I showed you a really unbelievable, different idea, different way of trying it. Are you going to have it mastered right away? Some might. Some might need some practice. But the thing is, anytime we come across fractions in here, we now know that we have kind of something in our back pocket, aka clearing the denominator, that might be helpful for you. Okay? I'm just trying to, there we go. So my friends, this is what I would like us to try. Okay? it's going to be on page 59. So it's further back in the book. You still with me? I would think you could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Yeah, if you don't have your book yet, you're welcome to go grab your camera and take a picture of mine. So on page 59, and you just do it on a separate sheet of paper. So that's what I would like you to try for the homework. There is indeed a quiz. If you have a calculator at home, please bring it. Yes, we have 10 of them, but I would hate to run out and then we have to go scramble because that makes it tougher for us, okay?